would give it a which I do. People who are unable. A good cause. Because they're going to pay all debt. The IMF? No. To auction off their land. That results in the death of hundreds of thousands. They offer all resources.
They are destroying.
They are destroying.
Mama.
Sir, you don't. Mother Earth. But the people that work here do. The majority. I don't know. Where is it? Of the people.
Working the IMF.
Working the IMF.
Our third world people.
Our third world people.
And they should be ashamed of their damn selves.
They should be ashamed of their damn selves.
Forgetting their people.
Forgetting their people.
Sign on to bills.
To sign on to bills.
That will ultimately leave them.
That will ultimately leave them homeless and destitute.
Just violating
Just violating
our sacred relationship
with Mother Earth
and ourselves. Shut down the World Bank! Shut down the IMF! Shut down the World Bank! Shut down the IMF! Shut down the World Bank! Shut down the IMF! Shut down the World Bank! Shut down the IMF! Shut down the World Bank! Shut down the IMF! Shut down the World Bank! Shut down the IMF! Shut down the World Bank!
Austerity!
Austerity!
Which the IMF
The IMF
is trying to impose
is trying to impose
on the world
on the world
is based on a mathematical error.
is based on a mathematical error.
It has just been revealed
It has just been revealed
that two economists named Rogoff and Reinhardt,
named Rogoff and Reinhardt,
who have published a paper recommending austerity, made a serious mathematical error. The entire premise of austerity is a lie. By the way, fuck you kids for making me bleed. Fuck you. Each and every last one of you like to shake hands if you actually like my blood.
If I can be allowed to editorialize a little bit. Never mind.
HuffPo has a Ustream, that's great.
For thousands of years.
In deeper, more meaningful ways. Than the Eurocentric mind can imagine. Have highways. Forced upon them. Monetary system. Forced upon them. Quote unquote development. Forced upon them. And we see clearly. Where this Eurocentric model leads. It leads to destruction of the planet. It leads to destruction of our collective spirit. It leads to destruction. Of the basis of livelihood. And we have the audacity. To tell other cultures. Who have taken care of the earth for thousands of years. That their way is wrong. And use our money. To smother entire lifestyle. Entire civilization. Shut down the IMF.
As I was saying before, if I can be allowed to editorialize a little bit, if you look at Greece, and if you look at Italy, and if you look at Spain, and if you look at Portugal, you'll see hundreds of thousands of people in the streets speaking out against the IMF. But it just goes to show you how stupefied the American people are for not being in the streets right now when the IMF is in their own backyard. It just goes to show you how asleep, how stupid, and how weak the American people are, and how afraid they are to stand up to authority. You know, in Europe, you have hundreds of thousands of people in the streets demanding their rights. Here, you have a handful of people in the streets demanding their rights. Where are the American people? Where are the American people?
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Not to sound too angry about it, not to sound too biased about it, but I did say you allow me to editorialize. When are the American people going to get up off their couches and stop watching American Idol and get in the streets where they belong?
Have to be killed. What's on your hands?
Do you know what killed the Roman Empire? Apathy. Do you know what's killing the United States of America? Apathy.
Non-healthy women and babies with their programs. There are multiple ways to defeat.
You have the IMF
Not just providing
doing their thing in Europe. You see what's going on in Europe. They're bankrupting Europe. They bankrupted Greece. They're bankrupting Cyprus, or at least they're trying to. They've bankrupted Portugal. They bankrupted Ireland. And you know what? With them here in the United States, let's not be surprised in a tag team duo with the Federal Reserve. They're going to bankrupt this country too.
Federal Reserve?
And they put
Not
water
federal and it has no reserves.
Even
Not
clean water don't get it anymore. Because water becomes too expensive with privatization.
So are we going to go over here?
Where are we going? They say privatize. We say occupy. They say privatize. We say occupy. We say occupy.
Your conscience is to quit. Stop supporting the death. Hundreds of thousands of people.
So once again, I'll ask the question, where are the American people? Where are the American people? Oh, they're so proud of this country, you know. When something bad in Boston happens, they'll love to wrap the American flag around their backs, but when the IMF's in their own country, they're too lazy and stupid to say anything.
We say occupy.
When the IMF is in their own country, an organization that has a track record of bankrupting continents, they're too stupid to say anything. So where are my brave countrymen who love America so much? They don't exist. They're non-existent. And it's a sad sign of our times. It's a very sad sign of our times. Oh, you know, I have my family to take care of. You know, I got to worry about my job. You know, I can't get fired. I can't get arrested. I can't do this. I can't do that. You know what? Cut the excuses out already. You know what? The people in Europe, they have families too. They have jobs, and you know what? They still take the streets. Here, people in America are, like I said, are just too scared and stupid.
Killing 35 people. For 1,000 years they have maintained these delicate terraces.
One time, this country was the greatest country in the world. At one time.
Your name tag's flipped, man.
It happens. At one time, unions took to the streets in massive numbers. At one time, you had millions of women in the streets demanding their rights. At one time, you had the civil rights movement, which shook this nation to its very core. You had the anti-war movement, the anti-draft movement. Where's that same spirit? I don't know where it is. It's commercialized. It's sanitized. And all these people here, all these law enforcement and Secret Service agents, they ought to be ashamed of themselves because they're selling their families short. They're selling their future. They're selling this country's future. You know, apparently they're not bright enough to look at what's going on in Europe right now. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. I'll be right back.